Hello sir, today I am going to give a seminar about silly window syndrome and also as well as Naegele's algorithm. Now let us see what is triggering transmission. This triggering transmission, what factors governs this decision means ignore flow control. Window is wide open as well as will be the case when the connection starts. The TCP has three mechanisms to trigger the transmission of the segment. The first one is TCP maintains a variable MSS and sends a segment as soon as it has collected the MSS bytes from the sending process. And MSS is usually set to the size of largest segment. TCP can send without causing the local IP to the fragment, and MSS is MTU of directly connected network. The second factor is the sending process has explicitly asked the TCP to send it, and the third one is as and when the timer expires. The resulting segment contains as many bytes as the currently buffered for the transmission. Now let us see what is this silly window syndrome. If we think that the TCP stream has a conveyor belt with full containers going in one direction and an empty containers, that is acknowledgements, going in the reverse direction, then maximum segment sized segments corresponds to the large container, and 1 byte segment corresponds to the very small container. As long as the sender is sending MSS size segment and the receiver acknowledges at least one MSS of the data at a time, everything is good. But what happens if the receiver has to reduce the window so that at some time the sender cannot send full MMS size of data? If the sender aggressively fills up the smaller than MSS sized container as soon as it arrives, then receiver will acknowledge that smaller number of bytes, and hence smaller container introduced into the system and remains in the system indefinitely. That is immediately filled with an empty at each end and is never coalesced with the adjacent containers to create larger containers. This diagram shows what is the problem with this silly window syndrome. The sender is sending the MMS size segment and the receiver is also acknowledging the MSS size segment. But whenever the sender is sending the less than MMS size segment, we can observe in the acknowledgement that receiver is also going to send the less than MMS size segments to the sender. Now we will see what is this Naegele's algorithm. If there is a data to send but the window is open less than MSS, then we may want to wait some amount of time